share. Endure for the child who has yet to cry. Endure till the last of the suns run dry. Let cowards falter, let tyrants fall. Your purpose stands above them all. You are the blade, the shield, the spark. You are the torch against the dark. One flame, one will, one destiny. Will you embrace humanity? Guard every heartbeat, hold every line. Forge in your souls an unbreakable spark. You bleed yet rise, you starve yet give. In agony you still choose to live. And when the void begins to scream, it's you who dares to dream. Dare to build, dare to believe. Dare to suffer, dare to grieve. Dare to rise though none remain. Dare to speak my very name. He is with us, the Emperor. Who I am not God, I am not myth. I am the sum of all you give. No throne is mine without your flame. I speak the truth. You speak my name. One soul, one will, one destiny. Will you embrace humanity? Hold fast though terror claws at the gate. Burn bright though ash may become your fate. Heroes fall and bastions burn, but hope is forged in pain. So hold the line and you will learn. Our purpose will always remain. Your whispered vows like the astral sea. Their woven blazes the path to me. Go forth, be more, and let none forget. The Emperor has not perished yet.
Greetings, varlets. I'm Interrogator Rosarius, attaché to Inquisitor Marcom of the Order Hereticus, and welcome to the Cute and Painting Minis. I'm coming at you live from the Grim Dark Future, currently broadcasting from the High Road of Virago. The theme for the stream is Chords Lament home by the Venerable Liturgist Adam Bell. We also have music Warm 40K Mechanicus, composed by Guillaume David and the copyright Borg Studios, and music for 140K Dark Tide, which is composed by Jesper Kidd, the copyright by Fat Shark Games. All the music is provided to us by ende.app at pixabay.com. And then today we're considering to paint the Tribal Elf Queen. You can find this and many other miniatures at the pinned link. And don't forget that you can use your channel points for all kinds of fun rewards to include changing my outfit. We've got 4 to choose from: the Target R uniform, which is the one you see me currently wearing. We also have the Mechanicus Protocols, the Vampiric form, and the Xeno's Life form, which there's nothing weird about that one. But yeah, let's get started. How you been? How's everybody in the chat doing? What you been up to? We minimize some things here so I can properly see what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, here we have the Tribal Elf Queen. She's not, it's not focusing very well. Come on. Might have to do something here real quick. Where is it? Come on, come on.
Ratus sum Deus meus, pro pulchritude et structura rosarii. Sed internum solum te loci volo, propria voce mea. Gratias tibi ad Domine Deus meus, pro omnibus quae mihi et nobis omnibus breves. Auxilia equine omnibisca, totis mea exo libera veris.
Why are you being stubborn? Nah. And we have Region in the chat saying, "Hola, por favor." Hey, how you doing, Region? How you been? And the God Emperor Man saying, "Greetings, greetings, God Emperor. How goes it? How you been? What you been up to?" I think I might have to restart the camera here. It was working fine, but now we're having some technical issues. And we have Sony Rule chat. How you doing, Sony Rose? Yeah, alright, let's try this again. Looks like we're having some pretty bad technical issues. Hang on, I don't know why the camera isn't connecting today. There we go. Make sure that it's at the right setting. Come on. It's being stubborn today. Alright, Regio said there was a local 20% discount on everything at my local, so I'm poor. What you buy? Gadipper Man says the normal things. What are the normal things, Gadipper? The Astronomicon? Or maybe dealing with your custodians and them not really cleaning the throne today? Salve Imperator says, Interrogator says, Lord Inquisitor Callahan. How you doing, Lord Inquisitor? Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to make do with a less potent camera, unfortunately. As I already saw at the stream, and it's kind of late in the game here. So yeah, there we go. There is the Tribal Elf Queen. It's focusing a little bit better, which is good. Ragyao says, we started a Chaos Undivided 40k army. Ooh. What are you gonna paint them as? You gonna go with Abaddon's Black Legion, or are you gonna go with something else? God Emperor Man says yes. Okay, well that's fine. I hope all is well with the normal things. Lord Inquisitor Count says playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Ooh. How far along are you? Arthur Morgan's great character. Really like that game. Maya says, well, technically all Warhammer models were 27%. I hate state taxes, but I totally agree with you there. But I got another Forge / Morphine and a Zerker on a Jug and that Chaos Combat Patrol. Yeah, that's a pretty good haul there. And I can see why you're poor now. Regia says I was going to go with Iron Warriors, but I will make a custom. See, I thought if I ever do a Chaos Undivided army, what I'll probably do is what's it called? I'll probably just combine my different Chaos ideas, like my little Chaos Iron Warriors, my Death Guard, and my Zinch ones. I might do Core at some point, and just combine them all into one army with all the models that I painted at this point or by that point, because there's so many good Chaos army ideas that I figure if you're gonna go undivided, might as well go full undivided, like different war band scouts together, and they're all working together. So having a mixed color army, I don't think would be a bad thing. Actually, would be pretty good, at least even according to lore. But yeah, let's go and get started. So last week we started working on her hair. Today we are continuing that process. I might do a little bit of fixing on her face. She's looking a little too not complete yet. There's some spots on her face that are kind of still black, so I gotta fix that here. But should be fun. Let's get started, and I'll just start with those parts of her face before I go back to her hair. Lord Inquisitor Callahan says just started yesterday. Ooh. Okay, how are you enjoying the game so far? Was it on sale? Is that when you picked it up? Or did you have like some kind of friend gift it to you or something? Let me go ahead and open up my stuff here. We're gonna start right off with Quintuple Zero Marie and some Kislev Flesh. Just gonna tap right here on the nose. And here on the lips. Okay, what a mess. Regas says, well, no where you do that, but in 40k you can ally them. I believe it's a Zerker squad, Noise Marines, and a unit from T-Sons and Plague Marines. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a pretty well combined army. Like I said, I would probably just paint them all like the Zerker squad. I would paint them all like Corn, Berserkers, you know, so the red. Noise Marines, obviously Plague Marines, so go with green. And the Thousand Suns, I mean, just go with the blue. And the Plague Marines, yeah, well, you already said, I already said the Plague Marines. Sorry, Noise Marines, yeah, that's what you said first. And paint them pink, you know, like Emperor's Children. So I would say, yeah, you could heavily have all those factions working together. Actually, I can take off the head. I don't need to be holding all this stuff here. What Chris says, good, bought myself. Ooh, okay. And Ragyan asks what's RDR, and then Lord Inquisitor says, well, I'll be lurking. Okay, why? Have fun. I'm glad you're doing well. And Ragyan says, oh, Red Dead. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Such a great game. Anyone ever play the original? And I don't mean Red Dead Redemption 1. I'm talking about Red Dead Revolver. Really love the first one. Had a great soundtrack. It was definitely more spaghetti western, so it had a little bit more of a cheese to it. But the multiplayer was actually pretty fun. And Ragyan says, wait, that's a game? Yes, it's a game. It's a video game. It was for the PS2 when it first came out, the Red Dead Redemption. And the first one too, Red Dead Revolver, came out for PS2. Ragyan says, I only played part 1. Well, you should definitely play part 2. The part 2 is a prequel to part 1, funnily enough. You know how things go like that. And we're going to try to make her lips stand out a little bit here. So we're going to use some of the contrast paint and apply it to her lips. May give her a bit of a lip gloss or a sort of a lipstick. brush isn't quite taking the paint. Let me see if I can clean this off a bit. Fortunately, the tip is a little caked on today, so yeah, I can scrape off some of that paint. Reagan says there was one more thing I bought. It was a Warhammer board game about the Blood Ravens. Ooh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing. What was it called? Okay, hopefully that did the trick and got rid of some of that caked on paint. I think I might have to go with something a little stronger. This wash is not really cooling on those lips like I was hoping. Ryan says for $50 it came with a Judiciar, a Blade Guard Ancient, 3 Blade Guard Veterans, 3 Exterminators or something, and 1 more unit. Oh, the 9th model was a Chaplain. Game is called Dawn of War Onslaught. Yeah, I never heard of that one. And $50, that sounds like a pretty good deal, I think. Alright, let's see if we can get rid of that bot. Goodbye, bot. Reagan says they give you the $170 unit honored of the chapter. I should have bought 3. I'm gonna go with the Galvorback Red. See if we can get that to show up a little bit more on the model. Yeah, I gotta try that Skeleton Horde, which is usually the contrast paint I use for a more tan skin. You've seen me do it a couple times here and there. I was hoping to give her lips a little bit more of a pop, but I guess it's not coming out, so I'm gonna have to go with straight paint. I don't know why it doesn't seem like it's quite taking today. Here, give me a second here. Hoping that may fix the camera's fuzziness here a little bit. Alright, I think that should do it. We have Visa saying, "Hey Rosario, how you doing, Visa? How you been?" What you been up to? There we go. Spooling on there now. Okay, I think that finally did the trick. You really gotta scrape at the tip today, because it keeps getting clogged with paint. Hopefully, that's getting rid of that. Here we go. What do we want? May use a screaming skull. Maybe we can get a little bit of a lip gloss going on that. Oh, by the way, everyone, I just started working on my next Rosario rant. So hopefully I'll have it ready by the middle of next month. Started scripting and doing the preliminary recording. Pretty excited. Also a little hesitant because I feel like this might be my most controversial Rosario rant as of yet. I'll switch back down to the Cadian flesh tone just so I can may fix some of the lip area, and I feel like it's a little too caked on there. I think that might have done it. I think I need to clean up my wet palette because I keep making little blotches here and there, but I forget which paint specifically it is, and I'm afraid to touch the wrong one. There we go. Those lips are looking pretty good. We have the original Chaos Hunter saying, "Greetings, Agent Rivas. How you doing, Chaos Hunter? How you been? What you been up to? How goes the hunt for chaos? Working on any new projects?" Alright, so yeah, let's take this Scroobius Culligan, see if we can actually add that lip gloss that I was hoping to add earlier. Yeah, we're switching between several different paints today, just because I really want to make sure I get these lips right before I move on to the hair. Man, Hunter says the audio of the ads popped in with some very sus heavy breathing. That's pretty weird. Yeah, it says, I at first thought it was coming from your stream. Oh, okay. I'm glad it wasn't coming from my stream. I don't need any sus noises. So yeah, back to Galvor back red because I want to clean this lip up here a little bit. I kind of messed up. And we have Fu on 123 saying, Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo bien, ¿y tú? ¿Cómo te va todo? One asks, how are you doing? And I said, I'm doing good. How you been? What you been up to? There we go. Fuan says, just woke up, waiting to clock in for my morning shift. Oh, okay. Well, hey, good luck with that job, okay? I know those minis don't pay for themselves. They don't pay for themselves either. You gotta do everything. Gonna do a little bit of cleanup here, and we'll finally get started on the hair again. Just notice something here on her cheek that I want to kind of scrape off. Okay, I think that did it. Yeah, that did it. Fuan says, Yippers, just sold my third kidney to buy more paint. If you had 3 kidneys to spare, that's pretty strange. You might want to get that checked. The original cast member says, my mom tried learning some Spanish. The only thing she basically remembered was how to ask what your name was. So she would ask this every time I would visit. And do you remember what that phrase was? And Fuan says, and talking about paint, I got some Retributor armor and Balthazar gold at a discount. Really nice. Ooh. Oh, there's definitely some worthwhile purchases. Okay, we're gonna get started finally on the hair. I think we are done with, wait, no, not yet. I just remembered I gotta fix those, eyelashes. She's got eyelashes. and they're kind of skin color right now, so I gotta clean them up a little bit with some Abaddon Black. But as it says, I remember so little of my Spanish. ¿Dónde está el baño? I forgot how to do the tilde on keyboards. Yeah, I never know how to do the tilde on keyboards. It's so annoying. What I usually do is I'll try to like just copy paste it from Google Translate. All right, I think we got it. The original Chaos Hunter says, ¿Cómo te llama? You almost got it right. It says, ¿Cómo te llamas? With an S at the end. But hey, pretty good. Well, it says, I don't remember why I learned Spanish, but I definitely remember why I quit. I could not roll the R to say a certain word. Yeah, what I usually do in order to roll that R, at least I think I do. You know, it's kind of second nature now, so I don't know exactly how I do it. But I put the tip of my tongue just above the roof of my mouth, like just barely touching it, and there I breathe. Ramon. Regional Chaos Hunter says, I tried learning Spanish in high school. I wasn't very good in my English class, so I had no business trying to learn another language. I mean, maybe Spanish just isn't your thing. Maybe you should try French or German. I think it's important to learn a second language at least. But yeah, I think we're done with those eyes. And Fuad says, ew, French. Many some cool things come from France. Two things I can think of that I really like from France are one, Jean Reno. Jean Reno is a treasure. If you've never heard of Jean Reno, maybe you've seen the movie The Professional, and he is absolutely amazing in that. And the other one I would say is the movie Brotherhood of the Wolves. Really good. Starring Mark Dacascos and Monica Bellucci. Oh, and Vincent Cassel. It's kind of like this pre-Revolutionary War period piece with like some martial arts and monsters. A really good movie. Chaos Hunter says the way your avatar is leaning and staring was pretty funny. Like you were leaning in, interrogating someone. I mean, who's to say I'm not? I am quite the multitasker. Okay, let's get on that here. We've wasted enough time on fixing up the face. So we're gonna go ahead and start back up with the Cantor Blue and start adding some more volume to this hair. And Regional Chaos Hunter says The Professional. Yeah, I love that movie. If you've never seen that movie, definitely watch it. It's starring Jean Reno, a very young Natalie Portman, and Gary Oldman as a very, very good villain. So we're gonna try to catch some of the light here. This should be a little tricky, but hopefully we can pull this off. We're using, again, Cantor Blue. And the original Chaos Hunter says, Story of the Beast Gévaudan. Yes, exactly, that one. I mean, obviously a fictionalized version of the Beast of Gévaudan, but pretty much, yes. And Regional Chaos Hunter says, dang good movie. Yes, it is. Hey, I'm glad somebody else has seen it. I wonder if I should use a bigger brush, but right now, I'm trying to be very gingerly with what I put. Ragaon says, how do you all have time to watch movies? Who says I have time to watch movies? These movies I saw a long time ago. Right, Chaos Hunter says, yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf is a fictional take on an actual occurrence. Yes, it is. Apparently, a beast of some kind was ravaging the countryside of France, and no one knew what was doing it. A lot of people thought it was a big wolf, but some people speculate that it might have been the first, well, a possible, like, actual account of a werewolf. But yeah, if you want to know at least what the movie's take on it was, then you're gonna have to watch the movie. Rayan says, I didn't have time back then either. So my statement still stands. Fuan says, I delete TikTok and got like an extra 3 to 4 hour every day. Ooh. That's definitely one way to go about it. Right now, I'm just trying to catch all the highlights, the things that really pop off on the hair. Being very gingerly with it, trying not to cover too much of the blue, because then we're just gonna have blue hair. And then the idea is that it's not supposed to be necessarily blue. But blue, if I do it a certain way, will look more like black. I may have more stylized black, but still. Ragan says, so what you're saying is, I got to give the kids to the Chaos Gods for more time. Yeah, pretty much. He also just says, the resources I've watched and read basically boiled it down to a cryptid or an escaped lion. Yeah, since, back then there was no cameras or, any way of surveillance of that kind of thing, they never quite figured out what it was. It's more speculation than anything else, but the deaths were real. Ragion says, the pause before you said that, though, I wish I knew the thought process. Oh, before that, the Chaos Hunter says, all the stories around the beast are quite interesting and at Descent a little more dive. I'm guessing you made decent. The thought process behind what pause? Yeah, sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention to what I was talking about. If you're talking about me. Misa says, I only learned about the Givodon thanks to a monster in a board game called Midara being named after. I think I've heard of that game, but I had never played it. I just realized there's still one more thing I gotta do as far as skin. Those are her ears. I haven't touched her ears. May won't go too far into the hair today and work on those ears before we start working on more hair. Region says, wait, if, hold on, before you said that, Kelsinder says, Brotherhood of the Wolf is an entertaining take on some of the theories into the beast. If you hadn't watched it then, I recommend you give it a try. And he said that to Visa. Yeah, definitely check it out. And then Regia says, wait, if the goal was to make it blackish bluish, or blackish blue, I'm guessing, wouldn't it be best to do Corvus Black and then Drakenhof Nightshade? I thought about doing something like that, but I felt like a lot of the painting I've been doing for very monotone colors have been looking a little drab. And I'm trying to give this a little bit more life to it, so I'm hoping that this process will actually make the colors pop a little. Fuan is tired. I'm sorry, Fuan. You can do this. Yeah, I know work isn't fun, but somehow the bills need to be paid. The minis need to be paid for. Liza says there ain't no rest for the wicked. Yep. Money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay, I got mouths to feed. There ain't nothing in this world for free. You know, I can't slow down, I can't hold back, don't you know? I wish I could. You know, there ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. The original Cassandra says if work was fun, it'd be called fun and not work. Very true. Cassandra says, damn, I haven't heard that song in a day and an age. Yeah. Good song, though. I'm already seeing the difference between the areas that I've already started painting more blue and the areas that I didn't. We're definitely getting a little bit more gradients now, which is good. Yo, Visa, since you're on screen, today, what is the Ember Guard of, War Machine? Because I've never heard of them before, and they don't look like any particular human faction I'd seen before. They almost look like Sigian, but, I'm not quite sure. So, I figured I'd ask the, War Machine expert in the room. Visa says, I think they come from a faction I didn't play. I think they are the faux Russian guys. I thought the faux Russian guys were already on there. The red ones, right? They're the faux Russian ones. Alright, let's see how this hair's coming along. Okay, I see we can start adding some different colors. The Ember Guard are new. They're like a sort of a teal color, I guess? I know the Gravediggers were a sub-faction of the Sigian. But, I don't know this Ember Guard guys. Okay, so now we're gonna start working with the Fang. Let's see if my idea holds water. No, wait, hold on. Before we start with that, I keep forgetting that I gotta finish those ears. So where is my Budman's Glow? I don't want to have to break in a new pot. And I know I have an older one here somewhere. Here we go. Budman's Glow. And we'll stick with the same brush. Where Marie Quintuple Zero is really putting in the work today. Okay, we got that first color for the ears in. Let's get some other colors in there. I'm gonna use Cadian Flesh Tone next. Your son next. Alright, and finally, we will use Kislev Flesh, and we'll be done with that. We have J-Ray saying hello. How you doing, J-Ray? How you been? What you been up to? Have a good week? Any new projects on the pipeline? Probably don't need this much. But better safe than sorry. Okay. Done with that. Now we can go back to the hair. So like I said, we're gonna use the fang. Okay, we're getting some nice transitions here between the colors. I am liking it. "30-year-old says, how's it going? Had to run an errand, so I just got back. I think it's going pretty good. How'd the errand go?" Right now, we are highlighting the hair. Giving some volume to all those little strands here and there. Sarah says, "It was good. Oh, happy to hear it. Hopefully you got everything you needed." And it says, "Oh, nice. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think it's coming along nicely." Like here, if we can put this on here real quick, just so you can see the progress. Yeah, we're seeing some nice transitions here. Hold on, let me put that head back, right? Yeah, it's looking sharper. More voluminous. Yeah, so it says, looks great. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I feel like the experiment is working out. We're trying to grab all those strands that are catching light. That's a little tricky. But definitely worth the effort. Keep getting these little globs stuck at the end of my brush. Ryan asks, are you winning? I think so. I think it's coming along nicely. Again, we're not too focused on the inner part of the hair because that's to be covered by the cape itself. But if we put it on the model itself, we can already see some nice transitions. Ryan says, looks colorful. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for a more colorful, vibrant color palette, really. I feel like the models I painted recently have looked a little drab, and I'm trying to fix that somehow. And Ryan says, I might steal that hairstyle when I paint these ice elves from War Machine. Those are the new ones, right? And Ryan, I'm for a War Machine guy. I thought that was strictly Visa's lane. Ryan says, yeah. Ryan says, we had a whole convo about it. Oh, I'm sorry, yep. Sorry, things happen, and I lose track. And Ryan says, this is why you never trust the Imperium. They only care about your ties. Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I do care, I just forgot, sorry. Ragion said it's okay, I better remember it. Ragion says, but yeah, I have Shadow 2 and Skull and the current box. And the red and blue guys. I don't know the red and blue guys. Where are the red and blue guys? It's too much of War Machine I don't know, but they have some great models. I would like to start collecting that one at some point. May once they bring back Menoth. But speaking of red and blue, anybody ever watch Red versus Blue? Now you got that stuck in my head. And Kabozen just says, not put the clips on YouTube. Well, it used to be such a great show. I think it eventually just petered out as far as... But the jokes were definitely on point. I used to love that show. Definitely check out at least the first seasons, I would say. First 3 seasons, I would say. Sorry. Got through a little bit. Alright, let's see how this is all looking together. We're getting there. We're getting there. Let's get some blue in that, or should I say, the fang, and little crevice here under those feathers. And I think we'll be done here. Right in here. Regan says, sorry, I had to force children to sleep. Hey, no worries. What did I miss? We are almost done, I think, with the fang. Here, let me clean the brush here. Just to be on the safe side. Oh, I keep breaking it. I just broke the freaking thing again. Keep breaking this part here. Yeah, I keep breaking this here and having to put glue on it. Such a point that any brushing on it really just knocks it out of place. Fortunately, that cable, for lack of a better word, is on there and it's holding it in place. So yeah, this is how she's. Definitely some very nice volume in that hair. I think I'm gonna go back on this bit here. This bit here. And maybe color some Ketor blue in there. Before we call it a night. I feel like it's giving us a nicer transition there between the colors. Yeah, this one's looking a little too stark. Now let's see, let's put that back on. I need some more of that, the fang color, especially with that long strand there. Here, let's see if we can add that real quick. We got about 4 more minutes. And Reagan asks, is that a tie in her hair? If you're talking about that, no, that's a bunch of feathers tied it to her hair, but not, it's not a tie.
Domine Deus meus, amote gracus sum pro omnibusque fecist in vivi. Amortus fides non novit, adiuam eut vicam addictionem, nodiam volulius substantie servus esse. Solum modo quibus servire Domine Deus meus, confirma propositum meum, adiuvam eut pugnem contra cupiditates quas habeor tendum
Okay. Skip for the head to fall off. But yeah, it's how much we've done today. Pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, we still have some more volume to add to the hair. But we also have crown on her head and like Ragion pointed out, the feathers tied to her hair. And then we should be done. I'd say maybe 2 more sessions, hopefully. But yeah, that's it for today. Again, this model is by Quest Wagon. Yeah, Quest Wagon, and you can find Quest Wagon's Patreon on the pinned link. And if you'd like to support him, I'm sure he'd appreciate it immensely. And you can use this model, like I've said before, as a sort of proxy model for the Exodites. But yeah. If you like what I do, like support, please consider subscribing to my Twitch channel or donate to my Ko-Fi at Rosario Rivas Art. Or if you missed an episode, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, which is all called at Rosario Rivas Art. Sammy Rose says, she's looking so good. Thank you. And Raga says, 2 more. More. I wish I could do more, but unfortunately, duty calls. I now have to get back on the hunt for heretics. And, fortunately, that does not give me to paint. But hopefully one day we can do painting all time. Now let's see who we can raid before we leave. You know what? I think I'm gonna raid this one VTuber called Froggy PhD. It looks like she is currently painting some minis. Oh, no, it's offline, so never mind. Hey, let's raid DK Diamantes, aka his co-host from Adeptus Ridiculous. If you guys are fans of that show, then looks like he becomes a VTuber himself, and I think he's playing a game right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and raid him. Oh no, he's also offline. Everybody's offline right now. Okay, how about Ron Elust? Okay, yeah, Ron Elust, I think he's currently on. He's got a pretty active stream. So yeah, we'll go ahead and raid Ron Elust. And Chaos just says Dr. Frog. Yeah, Dr. Frog. But unfortunately, she's off, so we can't raid her. But yeah, we'll raid Ron Elust instead. He's a drawing streamer, and he makes some videos on YouTube, which are pretty fun. So definitely worth checking out his stream, I'd say. And Reagan says, everyone's a VTuber. What happened to being peak Cadia standard? But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the raid. So again, thank you everybody much for coming. Always a pleasure to stream with you guys. And I will see you next week. So I've been Rosario Rivas, and I'm signing out from the Grimdark Future. Bye-bye, varlets.